To me, hiking's a pleasure every season of the year. It doesn't take much effort or money to keep hiking through the winter months. Now, when I was younger, I lived in Alaska for several years, where failing to dress for the cold could result in things like lost toes due to frostbite. Temperatures would drop as low as -40, a temperature at which, interestingly, Fahrenheit and Celsius temperatures are the same. What I'll discuss here is nothing like that degree of protection, but rather staying comfortable hiking in temperatures as low as the single digits in otherwise fair weather. Basically, my winter hike at Grand Canyon. Many of these strategies were also refined when I was a four-season bike commuter. I will also discuss preparation for hiking on icy trails, but not in deep snow. Other than shoes, none of the items I'll talk about cost more than $50, and most cost $20 or less. The best time to buy cold weather hiking equipment is in the spring, when retailers would rather sell leftover items at half price or less, instead of storing them until the next cold season. First, a general rule. They say the three most important things in real estate are location, location, location. So I'm going to borrow that and say the most important things in cold weather hiking are layers, layers, and layers. Literally, you will be highly active and see both environmental and personal temperature swings over the course of a cold hike. Bulky clothes like parkas are rarely worn. Instead, a series of lighter, thinner layers that can be quickly removed or added back on are key to staying warm and comfortable. So with that said, let's take a look at how I approach the cold weather hike from the bottom up. Traction devices are often necessary on snowy or icy trails. The most popular are lightweight, light-duty cable, spike, or tooth devices like yak tracks. In years past, I used these. They're cheap, they can be effective, but they tend to fail or slip on an extended hike. I do not recommend them if you expect to wear traction devices for more than half an hour. More durable traction devices are these ChainSend Pro, which are basically the same as the very popular Catula microspikes, or ice trekkers. These are my favorite since I often wear them on both ice and rocks, where the spikes feel kind of like high heels. I hate having wet feet, and I wear Gore-Tex shoes year-round, which are rather warm in the summer, but stay comfy in the winter, so I don't go overboard with socks. I typically wear a 2-layer system of silk sock liners and wool sock liners. But if I expect extended hiking in snow or slush, I may wear a thicker wool sock with a silk or wool sock liner as well. Hiking poles are a necessity on icy trails. I always use them with the carbide tips exposed. Snow baskets are useful in some situations, but can also break off in rocky areas. A flexible snow basket is a bit of a compromise, and generally I do without snow baskets altogether. If you're using poles in freezing temperatures, you'll need gloves. At around freezing, a pair of thin gloves like these marmots work well. But if you're going to be going hours in single temperatures, remember that mittens keep your fingers the warmest. These low-cost mittens are from Sportsman's Warehouse and cost about $10 in season and about $4 during closeout. They do pack down to a relatively small size when you take them off. Most hiking pants are water resistant, which is enough on most hikes. My usual summer hiking pants serve in winter as well, but with an added base layer underneath. Now, in transitional seasons, I will wear a pair of running shorts underneath my pants so I can move to a cooler layer as the day heats up. Personally, I've decided a 50-degree day, that's 10 degrees C, is the optimal hiking temperature for me, but everyone's different. Base layers can be made of silk or synthetic, but are typically made of wool or a wool blend. These are an off-brand that costs about $20 a piece at the end of the season, and they work well for me. The arms have a bit of a glove feature, which I have used, but I don't find particularly useful. For men who use these features, a functional fly is also useful. I have sensitive skin, so I deviate from the conventional wisdom of not wearing cotton. I wear a well-worn cotton t-shirt as my upper base layer, with a wool layer over that, then a cotton synthetic blend button-up shirt, usually with either a down vest or a wool sweater as a final layer. In single-digit temperatures, I'll sometimes wear both the sweater and the down vest. Sweaters are an overlooked cold weather adaptation. Wool base layers can cost as much as $100 a piece for some of the brand names. I pick up these wool sweaters for about $3 at a thrift store. Cashmere is an especially warm fabric, but it wears out very, very fast. I use this cashmere sweater for casual wear, but it is pilling and tearing, so now it's a warm and comfortable alternative layer on a cold weather hike. In the case of wind, rain, or snow, a waterproof shell is also useful. Gore-Tex is expensive, but probably worth it if you live in a wet area. I get by with a non-breathable shell. Speaking of shells, a backpack cover is also useful if you expect wet weather. Finally, let's look at head gear. One of the silliest things I ever saw were these neck gaiters, until I tried one. They're incredibly lightweight and can provide adequate warmth for a short time. For example, on a rim-to-rim hike where morning temperatures can be below freezing, but afternoon temperatures in the canyon can be near 100 degrees or 38 degrees centigrade. A gaiter combined with a sun hat can provide adequate temporary warmth. It may look a little bit silly, but hey, all you want to do is stay warm and comfortable. There are also headbands if you want to minimize weight. When temperatures are consistently below freezing, I like a face mask. These can be made of synthetics, wool, silk, or down. I have 2 levels of thickness. I think I got these at Walmart for just a few dollars. A face mask can also be combined with a knit hat if your ears get cold. I don't use a build hat for long hikes, but on regular walks, these are very useful. These are closeouts from Outdoor Research. They were probably about $5 each a few years back, although prices have increased on such products lately. A final consideration is that your hydration hose may freeze in consistently sub-zero temperatures. You might want to consider having an alternative water source until temperatures rise during the day, or to put mildly warm water into your hydration pack when you start the day. Winter hikes can be especially rewarding. Busy trails are often quiet and the views can be amazing. With a few inexpensive adaptations, you can hike every month of the year, even in cold weather. Happy hiking to you, and thank you for watching.